crossfire. Now, you got a name.
They say on certain roads, under certain moons, the dead don't rest, they ride. And if you're fortunate enough to cross their path, you may never find your way back home. I never used to believe in ghost stories. They were whispers around campfires, old timers muttering through their whiskey glasses. The drivers laying highways at night, and the line between reality and nightmare blurs. That's when I first heard of him, the Phantom Rider. The first time anyone mentioned him, I was sitting in a rundown diner off Route 9. Greasy eggs on my plate. A cup of coffee that tastes like burnt oil. The waitress leaned in, knowing her voice, as if someone might be listening. Don't drive after midnight. Not on that road. Not unless you want to meet him. Her eyes darted toward the window, where the blacktop cut through the woods, like a wound in the earth. The story was always the same. One motorcycle, engine growling like thunder, headlights cutting through the dark. He'd appearing in a rearview mirror when the night was still, and no matter how fast you drove, you would close the distance. Some said he was just a maniac on a bike. Others claimed he was something else entirely, something that died years ago, but never stopped moving. I laughed at first. Everyone does. But laughter dies quickly when you start asking questions. Curiosity, or maybe something darker, pulled me in. The archives at the town smelled of mildew and dust. Newspapers yellowed age-told fragments of the rider's story. There had been a crash almost 50 years back, and a man named Jeremiah Cross, part of the local motorcycles club, lost control on a rainy night. His bike skidded across Route 9, slammed headlong into an oncoming truck. The impact tore him apart. They buried what was left in an unmarked grave. Within weeks, people started seeing the bike again. Same headlight, same roar of an engine tearing through the night. Only now, the rider never stopped, never moved his helmet, never spoke. Locals left offerings at the crash site, beer bottles, cigarettes, even a polished gas tank once, as if trying to appease him. The sightings never stopped. Some said he was searching for the truck driver who killed him. Others thought he'd ride until someone joined him in the dirt. I began to dig deeper. Interviewing townsfolk remembered him. A woman, a nurse in her 70s, described seeing him ride past her home. I didn't just see him, I felt him. Like the road shivered under his tires. When he looked at me, I swear he saw my sins. Another man, a teenager at the time, recounted walking home through the woods after a party. He appeared from the fog, headlights glowing. I ran, but the roar followed me until I collapsed at my doorstep. When I looked back, the bike was gone, but the smell of burnt rubber lingered for days. Stories were endless, each more terrifying than the last. A trucker claimed he was being paced by the rider for miles. I looked at my rearview mirror. He was there, always there. I tried outrunning him. I prayed. Nothing worked. When he stopped at a gas station, several hours later, his trailer bore deep scorch marks as though something had been clinging to it all night. Then there was the sheriff in the next county. He tried to chase the rider. 15 minutes of pursuit ended with his cruiser dead on the side of the road. No engine, no lights. Silence pressed down, and the rider dismounted, walked toward him. The sheriff resigned 2 weeks later. Some say he never spoke again. Even the local biker gangs weren't safe. 5 of them mocked the legend, roaring down Route 9 late one night. Only 3 made it back. The other 2, the motorcycles, were found abandoned at the roadside. Engines melted like wax. People whispered of other encounters. Hitchhikers picked up by riders' ghostly light, only to vanish. Dogs barking at nothing. Roadside shrines, small crosses, and cans of beer, silent witnesses to decades of terror. Some nights I dreamt of him, and when I awoke, I could almost hear that engine. I shouldn't have gone back, but I did. For weeks I obsessed over Route 9. Driving in the daylight, tracing the curve of every turn, mesmerizing every landmark. There was something magnetic about the road. A siren call beneath the asphalt. I even visited the crash site, where a single rusted helmet lay buried in the weeds. The locals avoided these whispered warnings. Ross themselves refused to say the rider's name aloud. They were around that spot, always colder, denser like time slowed there. One night, I parked near the edge of the woods, notebook in hand. I recorded sounds, the wind, rustling leaves, distant tires and gravel. Hours passed, nothing. Then a low growl, distant at first, then louder, closer. My heart thumped in my chest. I hadn't heard a single car all night. No trucks, no motorcycles, yet the growl persisted, growing sharper, heavier. It happened when I least expected it. I was driving home late, road empty, fog rolled over the asphalt like smoke from a funeral pyre. My headlights carved a tunnel through the mist, and then I saw it. A single headlight flickering, swerving, but steady in pursuit. I pressed the accelerator, 80, 90. The car rattled like it might tear apart. As I grew larger, brighter, till it filled my mirror entirely. And then he was beside me. The bike was ancient, rust eaten through the frame, wheels sparking against the asphalt. The rider wore a helmet split down the middle, cracked visor reflecting nothing. No faces, only blackness. The air grew cold. My breath fogged the windshield. The growl of the engine pressed into my chest. He didn't look at me. Didn't need to. His presence was enough. The bike surged ahead, cutting me off. For a moment, I swore I saw him glance back. And though I swore to my dying breath, his visor showed me. Not him. Not a hollow boy. Me, driving straight into the night. The world blurred. My vision tunneled. And then he was gone. I pulled into a rest stop. Shaking, knuckles white on the wheel. A man smoked outside a vending machine. He looked at me, like he already knew. You saw him, didn't you? I couldn't answer, he nodded. Don't worry, happens to everyone. Eventually, only question is, how many times? He flicked his cigarette into the dark. The ember spiraled down like a dying star. He rides until he finds someone to take his place. That's the way of it. I never drove down that road again. Sometimes late at night, when the world grows quiet, I hear the faint growl of an engine. Distant, becoming closer. Always closer. No wonder the rider's still out there, waiting. Always waiting.